Today we're going to be talking about Diablo Season 1 patch notes. I'm Paige the Witch, welcome on in. I have been playing a lot of Diablo for this preseason, and I saw the patch notes today, and I had high hopes. We spent, all evening on stream last night talking about what we were hoping for. I was like, I would love to see that third enchantment slot. And then, that's not exactly what we got. So I would like to talk about what we got. It's interesting. It's not, we don't need to panic, but I am concerned about what it means for the sorceress class. The damage reduction, they took away for damage reduction. We were talking about that last night very much as like one of the top priorities, things we'd love to see, is more survivability, and then we got less survivability, which is unfortunate. They did a lot of like rebalancing, I think, with like some of the aspects and stuff. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive in. So here we have our patch notes from this morning. 6 unique items. The unique that they chose for sorcerers is a random one. When you evade using teleport enchantment, you are taken to a random location. I'm just wondering, like, how random that is, if they just kind of take you a little bit off course, or if you are just, teleporting across the map. I would love to see some further clarification on that. The aspects, it's a firewall aspect, which I ran a firewall build for leveling until about level 50. That could maybe make that nice. I don't know. That's interesting. I like firewall things. Then obviously we've got like a bunch of bug fixes. I've been hearing that there may be some unintended additional changes out there that they might not have like added to the patch notes or anything. But basically they were talking about, I don't know, Devouring Blaze. It's sad. It's sad what they did to that. It's sad what they did to the immobilized damage. So let's get to that as well. Okay. So for Sorcerer, let's go through these changes here. Fixed an issue where the Firebolt enchantment effect did not contribute to the combustion key passive. Okay, so that's just an issue. So these are a lot of issues. These are the bug fixes. Passive stacks generated by Align the Elements could partially reset. Okay, weird. Casting Deep Freeze could prevent the Ice Shard enchantment effect from triggering. Okay. I didn't really use Deep Freeze much. I used it just for like a day. I don't know. For the Ice Shards build, it wasn't really necessary. But it was interesting. Aspect of Control. Yeah, I don't love that they fixed Aspect of Control. I did read online, I can't confirm, but I did read that it is still apparently applying the 3 times damage for staggered normal enemies. They just fixed it on the bosses. So there's that, at least. They might end up changing that if they realize that. So who knows? Gravitational aspect was appearing weaker on 2-handed weapons or amulets. Okay, that's a good fix. Enchantment effect for the chain lightning had no visual tracking bonus. Could also unexpectedly drop off. Okay. You gotta see the lightning chain, right? I feel like that's part of it. Fixed an issue where Incinerate would immediately cost 30 mana when cast in addition to the consistent channeling mana cost. Incinerate now only properly costs mana as it's being channeled. I knew that there was something wrong with Incinerate. I was gonna say, why does it drain so much mana? I used it for like 5 seconds when I was like level 5. And then it just drained all of my mana instantly. So there's that. Then we got some other things, the Helltide things. Apparently they increased the cost of Helltide chests to 250. Apparently also they have noted since the patch this morning, as of right now, they have noted that the Helltide Cinder drop rates are off. They're like very low. And so I guess they're going to fix that, but as of right now, they are extremely low, and that mystery chest cost is 250. I wish that they had maybe, I don't know, maybe addressed some of the other chests that are a little bit underwhelming That would be nice, but it's okay. I know a lot of this stuff they have planned for like future seasons and things, so we gotta be patient. Okay, cost reduction bonus. Aspect of the Protector would trigger its barrier effect after destroying a breakable object. Random. Level requirement for sacred items caps at 60 and ancestral caps at 80. So that is nice for leveling alts. I do appreciate that. Mother's Embrace unique ring did not trigger properly with several abilities. Oh, no wonder that felt a bit underwhelming, possibly. I don't know. I got that ring like twice yesterday. Let's see. Items of higher power than intended were dropping from rare monsters. No, don't fix that. Fixed an issue where treasure goblins would behave erratically if initially engaged from a long distance. Oh, that was an issue? That was my whole thing. It was like, don't hit them from far away. Don't hit them from far away. Run up to them, teleport to them, freeze them instantly. If I can't freeze them, like, run, and you better hope you can catch up and freeze them next time. Was there anything else noteworthy here? I don't think so. Fixed an issue where the cursed chest event could not be completed. I think that might have happened to me yesterday, where just all of a sudden, I don't know, I had an event where just like enemies stopped spawning, and then I just didn't get the mastery, and then it just kind of ended. And I was like, oh. Huh. How about, let's see, unique drowned enemies spawned during events could be invulnerable to damage. That's not good. Happy they fixed that. Okay, so these are just a lot of things, UI things. Fixed an issue where you have cross-network play-enabled message was being sent to chat each time a campaign objective quest was completed. I feel like it was more often than that. It has been a while since I've completed a campaign quest objective, like the main campaign, and I definitely see that very often, but that's okay. I'll see when I go play right now, how that is. Fix multiple issues with map pin functionality? Yes! Did they fix the navigation? Turn left now. Quest and whisper markers weren't displaying properly. Love to see that. Item comparison numbers would be inaccurate if the item in question had a gem socketed that granted a stat that was also present. Oh. Fixed an issue where sigil sorting was inconsistent between inventory and the stash. Interesting. Okay. Couldn't transfer leadership of the clan, different things. Sender of the party invite would not be informed if the invite failed due to incompatibility with campaign prologue progress. Good fixes. Okay, so yes. General, Altar of Lilith unlocks account-wide. Map discovery available account-wide. Love that. Loot quality has been significantly improved for silent chests. Oh, let's go get some keys and test that today. Channel time for leave dungeon ability has been increased. Renown reward values increase. Oh, look at that. They actually increase renown value adjustments. I love that. DualSense wireless controller support for PC. That's me. I'm the person that plays with the DualSense wireless controller on PC. Me and like all 5 of you out there. Bonus okay, so World Tier 2 previously was not as worth it to run. Apparently it was like World Tier 1 in terms of like, so like it gave you like the bonus experience, but apparently like the time that it took to kill the enemies previously was not really enough to like make up for the bonus experience. Like it basically just didn't match up with the experience level. Now it might. The gold goes to 20%, monsters drop 15% more items. We like that. We like where World Tier 2 has landed overall, but are increasing its reward pace to better align with its difficulty. Like, yes, thank you. Level scaling inside dungeons. Most overworld territories has been adjusted. In World Tiers 3 and 4, monsters will begin to trail behind the player in level after a certain point, up to a maximum of 5 levels behind. Change does not affect world bosses, legion events, field of hatred, helltides, nightmare. Okay. So, yeah, so if the player's level is below 55, monster's level is 55, 56 to 60, 55. If you're level 61, they're going to be 56. Okay, so that's interesting. I guess that I don't know how it worked before, to be honest, so can't tell you if that's good, but that seems okay to me. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Reward experience for completing Whispers in Worlds Tiers 3 and 4 has been significantly increased. Love to hear that too. We have observed that the experience bonus rewarded for killing higher level monsters escalates too fast when compared to the relative challenge involved. We still want to reward players for taking on this challenge by encouraging them to participate in power leveling together instead of one player killing enemies while another member of their party waits at the dungeon's entrance. Okay. Encouraging to participate in together. So, what does that mean exactly? We are adjusting bonus experience rewards for killing monsters that are a higher level than the player. Okay. So this was pre-season. Oh, that's down a lot. Yeah, so they're trying to discourage what people are sometimes doing, which, like, I didn't really have a problem with. Where, you know, someone would go run the tier 50 dungeon, bring someone else that's a lot lower experience, and they'd get, like, crazy experience because of that. It seems they've wanted to reduce that. But what's confusing to me... Oh, no, okay, so they increased... So it went from 2 levels higher... 3 levels higher, so now it goes 1, 2, and 10. So you only get the 3% bonus until you get to the 10 levels. So basically, you want to go 2 levels above or 10 levels above to maximize that. You don't want to be at 9 levels above, or you're just going to be getting that 3% experience. That's... I hope they continue to refine that. You know? We are also adjusting experience rewards for monster level offsets for higher world tiers. Okay, so current, so world tier 3. So they're lowering that. Level 1, friends bring you to world tier 4, leave you at the entrance of a dungeon. They start killing level 100 monsters. Prior to that, you would get the level 100 times 25. Oh, now you get level 11. Times 15. Okay. So they're trying to change the way people are playing and approaching these seasons. They're trying to slow people down, which I could see their logic when they have... They are concerned about the pacing because they have these chapters and, like, seasons coming out and, like, objectives and things and a battle pass. So I'm assuming they don't want people to go through that too fast, but that's a pretty big decrease. So they may want to consider taking another look at that, but, like, I get what they're going for. That's just, it seems a bit harsh, but I get what they're going for. Helltide monsters are 3 levels higher instead of 2. Okay. Okay, so this I'm not sure about. We're looking to increase the danger in Helltide's risk-reward gameplay by making the monsters a bit more challenging and the tortured gift of mysteries harder to open. My question is, how does this increase risk-reward gameplay? I feel like the current consensus has been they aren't the most rewarding. So if you're just increasing the risk and not also the reward, that feels off. I have to see how that feels gameplay wise, but I was hearing that people were getting decreased drop rates with the cinders. They've actually acknowledged it and said that they're observing that and I think working on a fix. I hope. All interactable objects in Helltide zones now have a small chance of dropping aberrant cinders. I thought that they already did, I'll be honest. I guess it's only some of them, but I was breaking them all just to be safe. Well, now it's actually going to pay off. Okay, so as our community continues to battle the burning hells, builds emerging from new players have shocked and delighted us. So yeah, so class changes are largely focused on numeric increases to skill upgrades and legendary aspects that players haven't found compelling. So my issue with how they've gone about this so far is instead of bringing other things up to the power level of other things, they decided to like nerf a lot of stuff, which is interesting. I'm sure that there's going to be new builds that are found, which is going to be cool. Like it's not a bad thing to have a bit of a balance change, and we also don't exactly know what the effects of the new season. So yeah, so we've chosen, okay, so let me read this thoroughly. We've chosen to focus Season of the Malignant's balance updates on clear itemization disparities over redesigns of class features. Which is fine. I just wish, I don't feel like they've done enough to the weak skills. And they kind of, I don't know. They took away a lot of damage. And I see that they are wanting to rebalance things so that, like I said, like that people aren't moving too quickly through the season to kind of give like a little bit more of a sense of pace. I just wonder how that is going to feel. It might end up feeling okay with the new content of the season. I'm interested to see how that's going to feel. Changing critical strike damage paragon glyphs to empower all damage instead of only core skills. So that's good. Okay, build specific changes to be bonuses instead of decreases. But we feel these changes are necessary for the overall health of the game. So my hope is if they end up sticking with these nerfs and stuff, please let these be the only nerfs and then continue to improve from there. Like, please. Yeah, so gonna evolve throughout the seasons for sure. This I'm really sad about. I just finally put that on some of my armor. I felt like it was making a difference, and then sadness. It's okay. It's all right. I do appreciate the increased ancestral and sacred items drop rate. I do feel as if they've been a bit low. Like the amount of ancestral stuff I was getting on tier 4 was not what I was expecting. Because by the time I switched from tier 3 to tier 4, I was getting a good amount of sacred items, it felt like. Like I felt like I was getting a good amount of those, and then just it started to feel like I wasn't getting many ancestral. But I didn't make it to level 100, so that might be part of it. I will definitely be trying to make it to level 100 with the new season, though. Like, as soon as possible. World bosses now drop potions more often. Scaling of the Greed Shrine to improve its effectiveness. Oh, good. It was not that effective, so I appreciate that. Yeah, 3 rare items upon completion, up from 1. 50% drop, 50% chance to drop a second legendary item. That's nice. Okay, so item drop rate, good. We at least will have more opportunities for more items, so there's that. Availability of affixes, so the barrier generation and all. None of the builds I really found prioritize barrier generation. So I wonder if that will start to feel stronger. I don't feel like I ever prioritized that stat specifically on my gear. This I used, lucky hit chance with a barrier. Mastery skill damage, resistance to all elements, can now appear on shields. So that's not... It's going to be good for Necromancer. This is unfortunate. That's going to be a good amount of damage lost with the core stat. So that's, you know... Cooldown reduction. Affixes often felt mandatory due to their raw power. We imagine cooldown reduction will remain a highly desirable stat, but the penalty for not prioritizing it won't be as harsh. No, don't do that. So this is not like overall, this is not like, this is for what will drop on gear, right? So that's unfortunate because that was really important, but I guess it's less important now. I feel like it's still going to be really important though. Yeah, I feel like they acknowledge that. Like, no, that's still really important. Why wouldn't you add that to the things that drop more? I don't understand that. I do wish that they would explain that more. And then these are unfortunate. That's going to be a good amount of vulnerable damage lost from gear. And then just straight critical strike damage. I don't know if I actually had that much critical strike damage affixes on my gear right now. I'll have to go look. I'm interested how that's going to change for me. Okay, crossbows. Damage to frozen enemy. Okay, so this is interesting. Damage to crowd-controlled enemies decreased, so they care less about crowd control. They care more about freezing them, though. So, skillful players frequently slaughtering monsters many levels above their own. Yes. Want to support this, but current situation is beyond what we believe is correct for the long-term health. To chase this goal, we're shifting power to many offensive affixes from defensive affixes. So it's just kind of weird because, like, they say that they're going more offensive, but then they also, like, reduced a lot of offensive things. So it just feels like they reduced both offensive and defensive. But then they also increased a lot of this. So I'm really curious to see how this, like, is going to rebalance everything. Because it's going to change a lot. So I'm considering just going for, like, a fire mage or something again. The fire damage over time increased 40%. That's pretty interesting. That's good for ice, though, too. That's good for a lot of the builds. I feel like fire damage is going to be pretty important. Or just damage over time in general. Yeah, so basically all of this stuff, I'm not going to sit here and read through everything, but yeah, even pyromancy skill damage, frost skill damage, all of that is increased. So among a lot of these slashes, there's this. So it's confusing. But then there's total armor reduced by 30%. No. It's okay. Mages didn't have much armor to begin with anyways, it's fine. Well, it's interesting. So far I've basically been seeing people report like a net loss in damage, but I feel like that's mainly because of the builds that are geared right now for how it was before. So I'm wondering if this will be balanced out with skill adjustments. Okay, so here's the main things that I would have loved to see that they didn't address. They didn't address a third enchantment slot, and they didn't address Hydra properly, to me. They slightly increased... What did they do? They reduced the mana for the Hydra enchantment, so I may consider using the Hydra enchantment if I also get the double Hydra drop. That might be worth it, so I might try that out today, see how that goes. And I will report back with my findings soon. So let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of us are worried. I'm trying to say don't panic. We need some adjustments. We need to crunch some numbers, do our math. And hopefully we can find some builds that are going to feel good still. So anyways, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what builds you guys are looking at, what you're staying away from, and I don't know, what you're worried about and what you're hyped for. So, till next time, I will report back.